Initially, when I went into the service, I was signed up to a very good superannuation fund, which a lot of my friends are still paying into, and you know, retiring now. So, but in the 80s, I foolishly signed away my superannuation. We were renovating a house, and my partner at that time, my husband at that time, convinced me that it was the right thing to do to pay off, you know, the rest of the renovation, and consequently I've sort of forfeited a really good superannuation fund for one that's just very mediocre. So I'm in the state super. So I'm looking at retiring between, you know, 65, 67, which isn't a lot of money. I don't know what that would be a week. It wouldn't be very much. Initially, I got a phone call from another company. One afternoon, I'd come home from work, got the phone call, thought, well, they were offering a free interview just to see whether I was interested. They were very convincing. It was a lady that came to the house, and she spoke about, you know, investing and how I could do it, and it wouldn't be much money out of my pocket per week, which, you know, I initially always thought it was going to cost a lot of money per week to invest in property. And that's probably why I'd never done it before. Anyway, I'd signed up with the company, went down to Melbourne. They were all bells and whistles down there. They showed me a property that is 12 k's from the CBD in Melbourne. It's very nice, it's a townhouse. I signed up with them. Now that was over 12 months, well, it will be 12 months tomorrow, and I still haven't settled on that property. We're still waiting for settlement. And in the process, after I'd signed with them, I got another call from the McCarthy Group. And friends of mine had actually said, well, it might be a good idea to listen to another company and just check out whether this other company that I'd already signed up with was for real, whether, you know, I'd done the right thing. So I met with Ian Hughes. He came in and he had a look at all the documentation from the Melbourne company and said, would you be interested in having another property? And I initially absolutely froze, because I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to afford 2 properties. You know, I'm really stressing out about having 1 property. Anyway, he went through all the rigmarole of what we could do, and he said, well, think about it, and we'll send, if you're interested, we'll send Murdoch down and he can have another talk to you. And he came down and made it really easy and clear about the whole process, and explained how at the moment the Queensland government were offering a grant of $10,000, which would also help purchase another property, and that yes, I could afford it. I've got 2 different companies I'm working with. I have one in Melbourne that I won't disclose the name. They have not been very been able to communicate very well with them. They are not very accessible. When you email, you have to wait quite a substantial amount of time, and I'm talking days, if not weeks, before they will get back to you. Telephoning is another issue. You often don't get there. You ring the numbers and no one answers, or you just get voicemail. With McCarthy Group, right from the beginning, from when I met Ian and then Murdoch, and then spoke with Michael Johnson, my broker, everything just went really smoothly, and there were moments where I was very upset and tense because of what was happening with Melbourne, and they just sort of assured me that it was going to be okay, and they've actually solved many of the problems that the Melbourne company should be solving. The other thing that I was quite disappointed with the Melbourne company, their fee is very expensive. It's a lot more expensive than what I'm paying McCarthy, or have paid McCarthy. and you don't seem to get very much value for money. Whereas with the McCarthy Group, it's all set out, you know exactly what you're getting for your money. Everything's up front. You can ask silly questions and they don't seem to mind. So it's just, yeah, it's been much easier, and I'm really very grateful for the fact that I have been able to have McCarthy as part of, you know, helping me with my financial situation and not relying on the other company. And if I did have my wish, I would go back 12 months and I wouldn't have signed up with the other company. I would have probably be buying a second property with McCarthy.